taking three.
Going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your two?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. Today I've got two replays for us. We're going to first take a look at a replay in my Thotgor. Yes, this is going to be awesome. Now, before we get too far into it, I want to mention something. On the channel, we only ever see World of Warship videos. I am curious to know if anyone wants to see any other games. Specifically, anyone out there who happens to know what the Hearts of Iron game series is and is excited about the Hearts of Iron 4 release coming later this year. That being said, if anyone would be interested in seeing maybe a Hearts of Iron 2 game unfold, right? A campaign. I've got one started now as Japan, but you know, we could always change that depending on the feedback in the video comment sections below. So let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. If you don't know what Hearts of Iron is, just search it in YouTube, right? Watch my video first, obviously, and then search Hearts of Iron, Hearts of Iron 2, Hearts of Iron Doomsday, Hearts of Iron Darkest Hour, you know, any of those one, and you know, take a look at it and let me know what you guys think and if you are open to seeing that on the channel. Anyway, getting back into the game here. So you can see we're in the Thotgor, we're on Shattered. Now this is going to seem strangely familiar to some because I put up a replay a few days ago in the Thotgor on this map. Basically what I did in that time was I stuck at C and I defended C the entire time and did very well at it indeed. Now today we're going to see similar situation, right? Only this time we're taking a look at the Thotgor at A, right? I am basically going to be sticking around A and defending A. This comes from, who was I think it was Paul. Yeah, he's got a lot of great comments there. You know, good subscriber as well, contributing to the community. So he had mentioned that on this map it's best to play defensive, right, and to use the islands that you so that you can take on multiple ships at once. If I got the person's name wrong, I'm really sorry. But anyway, so you know, with this knowledge and with that understanding, that's what I've been doing on this map basically, especially in the destroyers. I've just been basically going to a point, defending the point, keeping myself alive, and you know, if need be, I'll leave the point that I've been defending to go take another point or shore up one side of you know, where my allies might be failing or faltering, right? So that's basically how I've been playing this map. There we go. We got my first kill, devastating strike, and a first blood. I killed a Pensacola, so I hit the Pensacola with 2 torpedoes, and then the Pensacola was left with such low health that by the time he repaired the flooding damage, he was sunk. So fantastic. That is great. 1 kill for me. You can see that the enemies have, you know, well, they are contesting A, right? They're contesting it. I'm not really willing to go too far into A and push beyond it, because you can see, just much like the last video, we do have an enemy ship. This time it's a Cleveland, hiding behind the island, right, capping the base. So I'm in here at A now. So I'm just going to cruise around here, see what happens, see what I see, I suppose. You know, I did get spotted by some enemy ships because there's a destroyer in there. It's another Fletcher. So surprise, surprise, I'm going to have to deal with this guy once again. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, I've got some pretty good health here. At this point in time, I'm no longer spotted. I popped my smoke, so feeling fairly safe. The Cleveland off in the distance, actually, I managed to hit that Cleveland with 1 torpedo, and he is actually in the process of flooding right now. Yes, we can see him out there. You can see I do have more torpedoes on the way for him. My torpedoes never make it. He dies and pays the ultimate price there. So he's gone. 2 kills for me. Fantastic. Now we just have a few enemy ships here off in the background. You'll see that there is the 1 enemy cruiser right there trying to push up and around us. So we're going to have to do something about this guy. Can't really let him continue to pester our side like this, right, and push our flank. We need to keep in mind the Fletcher, so we can see him over there as well. There he is there. But like I said, you know, I don't really want to engage the Fletcher. Obvious reasons, you know, the Thotgor is a great destroyer. She's a great destroyer. I love my Thotgor. But it's not a gunboat. No. Well, to be fair, neither is a Fletcher. Fletcher has more capabilities than a gunboat, right? But the Fletcher just has amazing guns on her, and I can't hope to compete with the guns of a Fletcher versus the guns of a Garo, right? It's not going to happen. So I'm trying to prolong the engagement I'm going to have with this Fletcher as long as possible, right? We can see he has left the cap because, there we go, I just capped the base. My allies have managed to take B and C, so we're looking pretty good here. But I'm still concerned about the Fletcher. Where did the Fletcher go? So there's a number of islands he could be hiding behind. So we're just going to take it easy. We're going to play it a little safe here. Try and make sure that I don't get surprised by the Fletcher, while at the same time continuing to put torpedoes into the enemy ships on the starboard side. One of the enemy ships on the starboard side is the Iowa, right? It's a Tier 9 American battleship, so we can see him out there. Now, this is a really big threat for us over here on this side. And I think the Iowa was one of 2 Tier 9s that the enemy team had. So if we can get this guy gone, it will go a long way to help us achieve our victory here, even though things at this point in time are looking pretty great for us to get a victory. Lining up on the enemy cruiser over there, hoping he'd come beyond the island. I could get him with some torpedoes. Doesn't actually happen, though. Instead, we'll line up on the Iowa. Yeah, we'll take a look at the Iowa, see what we can manage to get accomplished over there. Because if we can kill that Iowa, then we only have the one cruiser up to the north, and the Fletcher that's still floating around, right? He's somewhere in and around here, maybe just disengaged for a moment, but we can see him. We know that he's still here because enemy destroyers haven't been killed as of yet, right? And the Fletcher's the only enemy destroyer on the enemy team, so he's obviously still alive, still somewhere. So we need to keep this in mind. We don't want to get destroyed by that guy. Torpedoes are on the way for the Iowa. They look pretty great. The Iowa, you can see, or you saw momentarily, tried to avoid them, but nothing he can do. I hit him with one, and he's gone. Fantastic. That's my 3rd kill, so not too bad at all. We still have the enemy cruiser. It's a Pensacola, still trying, even though he's all alone at this point, still trying to cap the point, our A point, and trying to put pressure on it. Not 100% sure why, but oh well, let him do what he wants, right? Let him make his own mistakes. So I've got torpedoes on the way for him. Luckily for me, well, almost luckily for me, it looked like the Pensacola was going to turn into those torpedoes, which would be great, but no, he's a little smarter than that, and he avoids the torpedoes. On really low health, though, so it's at this point that I start thinking maybe I can shoot my guns, maybe. I hold off on it. Excuse me. You always want to double check whether or not you should be firing your guns in this sort of situation. Now, obviously, if an enemy destroyer just pops up next to you, fire your goddamn guns, right? But in this situation, I'm not seen. I've got an enemy ship off to my side who's on really low health, right? Before you fire your guns at that enemy, think about it. Take a moment to think, do you really want to fire your guns? You're going to get spotted. Is it really going to be worth it? Have you accounted for all the enemies that could potentially be around that you don't necessarily see, right? These are important things to ask yourself before you actually fire your gun. There we go. I'm spotted. Okay, so now that I'm spotted, now that the Pensacola has taken the point, he's in a retreat, engaged with some of my other allies, might be a good time to start shooting guns at him, but I was spotted because of the Fletcher, yes. The Fletcher is right behind me. I didn't realize it until he started firing at me. There we go. We can see the shots incoming. So we have to do something about this Fletcher. I am lucky in that I have my allies nearby to also put shots into that Fletcher, right? I'm not facing him alone. So I pop my smoke, I repair my damage, and I'm trying to get away from the Fletcher at this point in time. I'm firing off, right, defensive torpedoes. Hopefully he's going to be in that spot, and hopefully he's going to get hit by them, maybe. But for the most part, just trying to open up the distance with the Fletcher, give my teammates an opportunity to hopefully start shooting at him. They can't because they can't see him right now. But, just preserve my life is what I'm trying to do. And then hopefully I can get a few sneaky shots into the Fletcher and help take him down, right? Help kill him. That is the hope here. There's the Pensacola. You can see the Pensacola took a big hit there from my allies. Here comes some torpedoes from the Fletcher, so I got to do some crafty dodging. Oh, that was close. Scrape the paint on that one. Enemy Pensacola is gone. My allies managed to finish him off. Fantastic. Good show, buddy. And you can see that we're about to win right now. Excuse me. 935 points. More than that now. We've got this, right? If I just manage to stay alive, not die, and maybe take out this Fletcher before I go, that would be phenomenal. That would be ideal for me. I'd be really happy. Not that I'm not happy now, it's just I'd be ecstatic. So, putting shots into the Fletcher, right, because I'm coming in behind an island here. I'm going to be able to break contact. You can see I'm no longer spotted, and so this is good, right? I don't necessarily have to continue around because it's predictable. I could just turn and go to the other side, but again, right, doesn't matter, we win. Victory. So that was a really great battle, quick battle as well. So finished with, number of torpedo hits, 3 kills, pretty great. First blood, devastating strike. I got 2 full base captures, so that is what attributes to all of this base experience. Over 2,000 base experience. I think it's about 2,300 maybe, and then damage done, which isn't too bad. Obviously, I'm most pleased with the credits, right? Almost 300,000 credits I walked away with, and a bunch of experience as well, which helps me in my quest for the Shimakaze. Alright, moving into the next clip, you can see here we are on Big Race, and I'm in my Congo. Yes, it's a battleship replay. As you know, I don't put many of them up here, but this was an exceptionally good game, so I thought I'd share it. So in the Congo today, and the whole objective and the reason behind being in the Congo today is, at this point, I was still working on... I was still working on my battleship victories. I was either working on battleship victories or I was just screwing around in tier 5s. Not 100% sure. Either way, we're in the Congo. So the Congo's a great tier 5 battleship. She's actually a battle cruiser, in case anyone didn't know. I'm sure you all know who the Mighty Jingles is. Jingles put up an excellent Congo video a while back. I think we might have still been in closed beta at the time, but it was excellent. A historical overview of the Congo. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go back and take a look at it. He did a really good job, which is not surprising. Jingles is amazing anyway, so yeah, excellent job by Jingles. So if you aren't aware of the history behind the Congo, take a look at his video, or you can always research it yourself. You might say to yourself, well, Thotgor, why don't you put up your own historical video of the Congo? I very well could, but a few reasons. One, I'm not going to do as good a job as Jingles, I can tell you that right now. Right? That's not going to happen. And 2, I just feel as though I'd be copying, right? Someone's already done it. They did a great, fantastic job. Why not promote that person, regardless of who it is, right? It's Jingles in this case. It could be, I don't know, John Doe from Buttfuck Nowhere. Doesn't matter. If it's a good replay, I'm going to recommend it anyway. So Jingles did a fantastic job. So take a look at his replay, or his historical overview if you haven't. Anyway, Big Race, right? In the Congo, we're moving north. No real sort of want to go down there to the south, because that's Destroyer Alley. I don't need it. We saw the Miyogi off in the distance. My shots went in. Managed to get a nice Citadel hit on him. That was pretty good. I could tell in this battle that that Miyogi especially is a new player, right? Just by the way that the ship was being handled, you could tell that the player wasn't necessarily aware of maybe angling, maybe broadsides and whatnot. So it made it fairly easy to get that Citadel here. Just put some shots out there at the Conisberg. You can see he's being fairly sneaky. My shots come in. Oh, that was close. So 2 Citadels on that guy, and he's left with under 100 health. Oh, if only I would have finished him off. But anyway, he paid for his trickery. So he's almost dead now. If we can just finish him off, that would be fantastic. But I continue to move to the north to support my allies up here at the north, because you can see in the south, I do have a destroyer down there in the south, and he's doing pretty well on his own, right? Based on the enemy ships we see, he's not doing too bad. Put another salvo into the Conisberg. Conisberg gets stupid lucky and is sailing away right out of that as fast as he possibly can. I don't blame him. I'd be freaking out too. But man, the RNG there, eh? Oh well. Taking a look, sizing up some other targets here off in the distance, right? We've got the Miyogi. There he is again. Still broadside presented to me, still driving in a straight line. So okay, we'll let him know the good news here. Put another salvo into him, and hopefully we're gonna do some damage here. So that's pretty good. I think it was about 5,300 damage. No citadels, but whatever. Good chunk of damage gone from the Miyogi, so that is excellent. If we can just keep this up, but you'll notice there are ally torpedoes in the water, right? And that Myogi does not have a chance. No, he doesn't. So we're going to let those torpedoes do their damage. Switching targets now, we're going to switch over to this guy here. You can see his engines are gone. The Myogi is there. There he goes. He's gone. Fantastic. Obviously, he got hit with at least one torpedo. So shots are going into this guy. We do a bit of damage, right? A little over 4,000 damage on that salvo, so that is not too shabby either. No citadels, but you know, whatever. I'm happy as long as I manage to do good, consistent damage. Citadels are just like icing on the cake for me, basically. Speaking of citadels, though, did you guys see the what's coming in 2016 video showing that we will have an in-game system which is going to show the armor and the armor belt of our ships right in game, so we'll have a better idea as to where to aim, right? I think that's pretty nifty, pretty cool. Surprised it wasn't in the game already, but whatever, it's coming. Fantastic. So that is going to be helpful for a lot of people, I imagine. Enemy Kawachi off in the distance, so we're going to line up on this guy. We're going to give him some good news as well. We fire off my bow guns into the Kawachi. There they go. They land. They don't do a lot of damage. I think it was over penetration on the one shell that I actually did hit him with. So, oh well, whatever. You can see my allies are all over this, right? Torpedoes are in the water. There we go. Kawachi just took one. Kawachi's on really low health, burning. I imagine he's flooding as well. So he's almost gone. There he goes. Fantastic. Now, for the most part, my team has basically taken control of the north up here, right? We still do have some enemy ships retreating, like the Furutaka I was shooting at a while ago. I think there's another battleship up here as well. But in the south, down by Destroyer Alley, we haven't done as great. You can see that there are enemies down behind our base, putting pressure on us back there, right? So we need to keep this in mind. We do not want to get ourselves into a situation where the enemy is in our base and capping our base. That would be tragic. So you can see that I am heading towards the south. Coincidence here, not necessarily strategic overview. You just can't keep driving forward because I would have plowed into the mountain or the side of the map. So I turn my ship around and I start driving south is basically what is happening here. I'm just getting lucky in that as I'm driving to the south, I'm getting closer to my base and getting closer to potentially preventing a base capture if need be, right? That's what's taking place here. So I'm still focused on these enemies to the north, specifically the Furutaka. If I could get that guy, I'd be really happy. We see the Konigsberg pop up again, right? He's still kicking around, so if we can finish that guy off, that would be phenomenal as well. Furutaka is coming out behind the mountain, out behind the cover, so I put a full salvo into this guy. Hopefully we're going to kill him. Let's see. Yeah, fantastic. So we got one last citadel on him there. I think actually that was the first citadel on the Furutaka, which is surprising. But anyway, got a citadel, finished him off. Fantastic. I think that's 3 kills now. Maybe. We still have a few enemies up here. We can see the enemy aircraft carrier, so I'm going to try and get some shots into this guy because I can get some really nice citadels on the enemy aircraft carrier here if I can manage to hit him. So we're putting those shots into him, checking it out, or rather hoping that it's going to hit him. Do some damage and ideally kill him as well, right? So it did hit him. A few over penetrations though. So yeah, didn't really amount to a whole lot. Whatever. Not going to focus on him though because we have bigger fish to fry. You'll notice our base, right? Enemy is now moving into our base. So I have to turn around. I have to go into our base and I have to start defending the base here because my northern forces, if they keep pushing, they'll be able to make it, or they should be able to make it to the enemy base, but I have to buy them enough time to do that. So in order to buy them the time, I need to kill the enemies who are putting pressure on our base. So here we go. Furutaka, right? He's the first one into our cap, so we're going to start engaging this guy immediately. I get some really crappy hits on him there. I believe it was more over penetrations, but there we go with the stern guns. Get another citadel on him, bring him down to barely any health remaining. So if myself and my allies that are around, because I do have allies with me here, keep in mind, if we can manage to kill this guy, that would be fantastic. Then we can all focus on the enemy battleship that's moving its way into the cap as well. I do have my broadside exposed to this enemy battleship at this time. It's because I really wanted to kill the Furutaka first before I turn to an engage. So there we go. Furutaka is dead. Fantastic. Enemy Myogi pops up. So tier 4 battleship versus my Congo. I'm feeling pretty good about this. especially considering that guy is on half health. So we're going to start angling our ship, right? Basically, I'm going to try and drive away from the from the enemy Myogi here at a 90-degree angle, basically. So what that'll allow me to do is it presents a small target as possible to the enemy Myogi, so it limits the broadsides I'm exposing to him. I have my stern guns, which will be able to fire at him, no problem. And in between his salvos, I can decrease the angle of attack from 90 degrees maybe to about 80 or 75 and get my bow guns firing at him as well, right? That's the plan around this. Now, enemy Myogi, not stupid, he goes in behind cover, right? So I don't actually get to do any of that fancy maneuvering with the angles. But whatever, doesn't matter. The main objective here was to prevent the capture of our base, and we have done that, right? They're still putting pressure on our base down here, but they haven't actually managed to cap it. So that's good. Enemy Omaha pops up. So we're going to start engaging this guy. We're going to try and get him down with maybe one salvo, right? That would be awesome. So we're putting a full salvo into him. Very low health, this guy, right? Or sorry, very little armor these Omahas have. So if I could have gotten multiple Citadel hits on that salvo, he would have been gone. That would have been pretty fantastic. Enemy Konigsberg rears his ugly head. So we can see him over here. I'm going to start lining up on him. I want to get this guy down because you can see that this guy, you know, necessarily or understandably playing a cautious game, right? Very little hit points left, so he's trying to stay at maximum range, engage targets at maximum range. Makes total sense. But I can't let him continue to do it. We got to do something about it. Shots go into the Omaha. Fantastic. Managed to get myself a Citadel and another kill. Great. Now I think that that's the third kill there, actually. So 3 kills now. So that's not too bad. And if we're looking at my damage meter up there, you can see that I'm over 90,000 damage right now. So hopefully I can maybe do a bit more damage and actually put myself over the 100,000 damage mark. That would be great as well. I would enjoy it. We have an enemy battleship off in the distance who's in a slow reverse, so we're going to put a full salvo into that guy. Give him the good news. Hopefully let him make him aware of his mistake. No. Missed all the shots, so he has no idea that he was making a mistake. Oh well, whatever, right? We're pushing north. I'm gonna go up the west side now because the majority of my allies are on the east, so I know that on the east there aren't too many enemy ships over there. Over here in the west, I know that there is the Konigsberg for sure. But I also want to protect against any other ships that may try to sneak into our base from this side, right? Even though there's only 3 enemies remaining, we can see where they are on the map. Well, not the Konigsberg, but we'll see him shortly here. We can see his shots coming in anyway. I'm still going to protect this side of the base, right? Still want to protect it. So there's the Konigsberg. I really want to get this guy gone. So fire off my bow guns. Really hastily aimed here. I didn't think that I would actually get the kill, but there we go. Fantastic. Finished off whatever hit points he had remaining, little over 100 remaining. Get my 4th kill. Fantastic. I mean, it's at this point in time that you're looking as well at the team scores, right? We are going to win this, obviously. The enemy, I don't know what they were doing, but they really just collapsed at the beginning. And I find that this is common on big race. If your team collapses early on in the beginning of the battle, yeah, chances of survival and victory are really, really low. I got one nice hit on the enemy aircraft carrier. Well, one hit. I think it was an over-penetration again. But it doesn't matter. Did a bit of damage. One of my allies came in and finished him off. Fantastic. Because I'm on the 4 kills, I really wanted to kill this destroyer or the enemy aircraft carrier to get myself a Kraken. But I didn't want to get too greedy here, right? I'm not going to sacrifice the teamwork and the good stuff that has been going on here in the battle just to get myself a Kraken. So I'm going to keep putting shots into the enemy battleship, obviously, and I got myself a Confederate as well, so that's great. But, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to get that Kraken. The team did a great job here, and whomever happens to get the kill, you know, well deserved anyway. So a few last shots going into the enemy battleship here. I think it's a Wyoming. We're almost done. We just have to, you know, get this last bit of hit points gone, and he will be dead. So you can see that my shots go in, but whew, they didn't do a whole lot of damage, and I never actually killed him. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We win. 304,000 credits. I got the Confederate, which is well. I think that's 6 Citadels, so that's not too bad. 4 kills, number of hits as well. We're going to take a look overall team results. I am on top. About 1,800 experience, I believe, but what I'm most happy with is damage done, right? Over 100,000 damage in my AP shells done, so that's not too bad, and over 300,000 credits earned as well, so fantastic, fantastic, good game. Anyway, that's today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Keep in mind my little blurb there at the beginning about Hearts of Iron. If you want to see any of that, please just let me know. So leave any comments you have for me in the video comment section below. I love reading them and responding back to them. Hit the old like button if you did like today's video. Hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And as always, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.